audience.
Baffling with Bull. Hey guys, it's Zack.
And I'm Xavier.
Welcome back to Baffled by Bull. We got a new episode today.
New episode, season 2.5. What is this, episode 3?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We're 3
we
in.
got 3 episodes, guys.
And we got a super fan out there.
We do have a super fan.
Super excited about that.
Thanks. Shout out to our super fan. And please share, like, comment, and subscribe. I think we're funny. I think people should listen to us.
I do. And I'm excited about today's topic. Let me just say that.
You want to share the topic?
Yeah, because I feel like I put this one forward as an option, and I have a lot.
I know you kind of forced
it
upon me.
I did, but it's okay. So today's topic, we said it in the last episode. It's going to be trains, planes, and automobiles.
Not in any particular order, by the way.
Could be in any order. Surprise.
Surprise. Train.
The reason I love this topic and I relate to it so much is because over the course of my adult life, I've always lived near one of these modes of transportation.
Samey.
So for instance, I've lived less than a football field from a train track, from
an
airport, which I was in the direct flight path of taking off and landing. We used to open our door in our living room and watch the planes come in. It was so cool.
This might be a fun fact, but also not so much of a fun fact. That neighborhood you used to live in back in the 80s, they had a Con Air, or what was it? What was that? Pan Am? I think a Pan Am flight crashed in that neighborhood and killed all the people in those houses. Yeah, so fun fact, but also not fun. My apologies.
No, but I mean, you live close to an airport, there's risks. So, the neighborhood is back since then, obviously. But also, I've lived next to, I just want to add the automobiles here. I've lived next to an interstate by 40 feet.
But
it was so loud.
That concrete wall didn't do shit.
No. I-10 is super loud.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you also kind of live by 310 right now, so... That's you can kind of hear it from your house.
310? Oh yeah, it's super loud. Plus,
but it's kind of calm. It's it's off in a distance. It's not like I-10. I feel like you were closer to I-10.
Yeah, I was definitely closer to I-10, but it's still super loud where I'm at. So I sort of have the trifecta. To the right of me by 40, maybe 100 feet, and then to the right of me, to the left of me by about 400 feet, and to the right of me. By 400 feet, there's a railroad track on the left. There's the Mississippi River on the right, and then there's the interstate I-310 directly in front of me. So I live in a trifecta of one of these
modes of transportation, including boats. So I used to live down the street from him, like not far, and we actually used to be neighbors when we actually started this podcast, next door neighbors. But I remember, I've measured on Google. My house, my bed was 1,500 feet from the river. And then at night, you can hear, tugboats arguing, with their horns. One would be honk, honk, honk. And the other would be honk, honk.
Yes, honk. I still hear it every night. I also, in those big barges that they deliver the grain in, I hear the bobcats. So what they do is they grab a bobcat on a crane. I know.
It's just a funny concept, grabbing this multi-ton piece of machinery.
They drop it in the barge. Yeah, and then you could hear them because when they start pushing that grain around inside the barge, they hit the side of that metal to metal, and it's so loud. So 2 in the morning, you hear boom. I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, so the river's pretty loud in itself. Between foghorns and machinery, and just you could almost feel the giant ships, the big I don't want to call it crater ships. What do they call them? Cargo ships.
Cargo ships, like grain ships.
Yeah, those type
ships.
So yeah, they're super loud on their own.
Oh, do you know what this reminds me of? This might be a bit of a tangent, but this is good. We're gonna segue into cars in a second. So there was a guy that got off a boat, and we were driving home. I don't know if you were with us, but
I remember.
We were driving home. So we were in like a 2001, maybe 98-ish Ford Expedition. Ford Expedition.
No. We were in the Excursion.
No. It wasn't. It was the Expedition. I remember.
Was it?
It was the green one. and I was all the way in the back seat, like the back, and the sun was like in my dad's eyes, and he hit a dude that came off the boat. Well, the mirror got launched into the car, and like I saw it flying towards me, and I had to like duck to get out of the way, and then like he was
okay, but the cops came and said he shouldn't have been off the boat.
Yeah.
And I think they gave Dad a warning and was like, just slow down or be careful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the dude like jumped out in front of the car, like he wasn't that injured. I remember his name. It was Ben Wang, which was funny because we kept making jokes like Ben Wang just got wanged by our car.
He's been wanged. Yeah, they shouldn't have been off the boat, but luckily he was relatively unscathed.
Fine. He just had like a little bit of a cut on his arm, and
it cost Mom and Dad $600 mirror, but whatever.
It'll be what it is. It could have been worse. But anyway, let's get back on track. Favorite cars. What's your favorite car, Zachary?
It's a hard question for me because
side note, pin. Sorry to interrupt you. Zach doesn't have a nickname. I need y'all to give Zach a nickname.
Okay, that was random.
I know.
Zach doesn't want a nickname.
Well, no, because I was about to call you Baby Zachary, but...
You don't need to tell the world what Hunter has decided to call me.
No, I'm not going to tell him that one. You can maybe find out one day what his secret nickname is. But...
Are you talking about...
No. Hunter called you Baby Zachary, but I was talking about the other nickname he gave you. But I just thought I was about to call you Baby Zachary.
I'm sure it'll come out in the comments.
Zach doesn't have a nickname because Zach is such like a short name for it to be a nickname.
Right. The only thing I can ever remember anybody ever calling me was Tank, and that was Chad. All right, back to it. Back to it.
So my apologies.
Favorite cars. A paid-off car is my favorite car, really.
Well, let's make it more fun. Like
in terms of like, if I could pick a car today and just showed up in my driveway with no strings attached, no bill or no,
other than you have to pay the insurance.
I'd probably say a truck, just because and I would probably go with a GMC Sierra, fully loaded, everything on it,
Denali,
4-wheel drive,
AT4.
Denali, yeah.
I don't know if Denali and AT4 are two different things. Somebody at GMC, get back to us.
I don't know enough about it.
Or let us borrow one.
Currently out of my price range.
We'll make an episode in one of your trucks.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I would probably pick a truck just because of, it's versatile. You can go anywhere. You can do anything. And if you need to carry something. So, yeah, I'm going with a truck as far as my personal vehicle. Now, if I'm picking something for fun, probably going to go supercar, because why not? When are you ever going to be able to go like Koenigsegg? You ever heard of Koenigsegg?
Yeah. Well, fun fact. Did you know Chevrolet just released a hypercar?
No.
They took like the Corvette, and it's like 1,200 horsepower, and it does 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds.
Oh, I think I did see it.
It's electric gasoline hybrid.
Nice. So one of the things I like to watch on YouTube is Jay Leno's Garage, and I think they just did a review of that car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So, all right.
Good job, Chevrolet. So you'd get a Koenigsegg for Koenigsegg.
If I were picking something for fun, I would pick a fast car. Something I could take on a truck.
I would want to pick a fast car that I could fit in, like a fast fat car.
I could fit in it. I didn't say it'd be comfortable.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. Like
I'm a little bit bigger than you. So
you're not.
It's an important thing that you bring up here.
So, I like the new C8 Corvettes. However, I don't like the boxy steering wheel. I think they're stupid.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's basically like just a fucking square for your steering wheel.
It's a misshaped steering wheel?
Yeah, it looks stupid. Like the whole car is gorgeous, but then they put that steering wheel in.
Look, a steering wheel should be round like the wheel. Why do we have to change that?
You know what car I want? And I kind of already have one. So my car right now is a Durango, and I really like the Durango.
Here comes the Hellcat.
I want a Durango Hellcat.
Yeah, they are pretty badass.
I do. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be a Hellcat. I think it would be cool to have a Hellcat, but I wouldn't mind having just the SRT, which has the bigger motor and then all-wheel drive, and then like I would also want adaptive cruise control, because like my Durango is pretty, like it has like the heated and cooled seats, by the way, if you've never experienced, and every vehicle I've had before this has never had cooled seats. And it's life changing.
Game changer?
It's life changing. I don't think I could go back.
Life changing, not game changing.
It's life change. I've had epiphanies in those seats.
Nice. I'm sure you put some other things in those seats.
Well, it just blows right back out, so it's not a problem.
Oh, that's gross.
Okay. Well,
that's gross, whether heated or cooled.
Well, let's move on to worst cars.
I would probably say my worst car was my first car would be the worst car. And technically it wasn't even my first car because it was a car that Dad bought.
Is it the white truck?
No. Oh. Hold on, we're getting there.
We need to get to that story, but that's why I was giggling.
Don't get too far. So the first car was a shared car that Dad had bought. It was like a 98, no, not even that early. It was like an 88. Honda Accord.
Are you talking
Standard.
about the blue?
The blue car. We all shared
don't talk
this
shit
car.
about those. Were great. Those are great. That's what I learned to drive on.
Yeah, me too. That's how I learned how to drive a stick shift.
Me too.
Okay, well then again, that's why I called it the shared car because Hunter and I first started out with that sucker, and it barely ever started. Let's just say that when we had it.
I remember it was. I think maybe you were driving at the time. Hunter was in the passenger seat up front. It was me, Forrest, and Tasia in the back, or maybe just me and Tasia. And I remember we were on Dunleith, and it was overheating, and we couldn't stop at stop signs. So it would stop, and you start seeing steam coming out of the engine bay. We were like, go, 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 go. We had to keep
worst car ever.
Oh no, that car was so much fun.
A lot of memories in that car, and I say those cars because Josh had the automatic version of that car same year. They looked exactly the same.
Does Josh know how to drive a Standard?
Yeah, he does.
Does he? We might
have well.
Calling you out, Josh.
He's listening, and I'm getting a call right now as we speak in the future. That phone is ringing.
You were talking bad about me?
D9.
All right. So... worst?
Sorry, one sec. Josh learned how to drive. Not learn how to drive. Josh used to drive Mom's baby blue Ford F-150, which I believe was a Standard. It was a truck. It was a short bed, short cab F-150. It was like a 97 or 96 right before they switched to the new model. So I know he knows how to drive stick shift.
Okay. I mean, generally everybody before Josh should know how to drive a stick shift because that's just what.
I thought you were about to say everybody knows how to drive a stick shift.
No.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Especially Richie, our nephew, because I'm he wanted to drive my truck one day, and I'm like, you know how to drive stick shift, Richie? He's like, yeah, I know how to drive. He gets in the car.
Richie, you gonna take this shit? I need you.
He gets in the
another
truck.
Phone call.
He gets in the truck, puts his seatbelt on, and puts the key in and turns it like it's gonna start. And he's like, what's wrong? It's broken. I'm like, did you push the clutch in? Yeah. Which one is the clutch?
There's 3 pedals.
3 pedals. So, anyway, that was a funny story with Richie, but he's learned how to drive since then.
Let me get to my worst car. So,
did you just
I will boop you, don't you?
Okay. Okay, it's your turn. We get it. We don't.
Such soft hands.
Yeah, that was weird. Worst car, go.
So... There's the worst, and I don't know that it was a worst car. It was a fun car to drive around, but it didn't have AC. It didn't have first gear. It was a Standard as well. Do you remember the white Jetta that Mom and Dad got from Chad?
Yeah, well, it smelled like crayons.
It smelled like mold at one point because it had a sunroof and it leaked, and then it got water. Every time it rained, it would get water in it. So it smelled like mold. The AC didn't work. First gear didn't work. But man, was that car fun to drive. But it got 50 miles per gallon. So in high school, that car was awesome.
I don't know that I ever had the pleasure of driving that car because I had my own vehicle at that point.
Yeah. No, I would have to say that's probably one of the worst cars I've driven.
Was that also your first car?
No, that wasn't my first car. No, that's next. The first car is next.
Okay. I was just verifying.
And then
Clarify.
so if you were asked my wife which one of the cars I had that was the worst car, she would totally bring up the Blueberry. Now the Blueberry.
Oh, the Blueberry. I remember the Blueberry.
And I think I still have a picture, and if I can find it, I'll post it. It might be like hidden on my Instagram or something.
That wasn't a Matrix, was it?
No, it was a 1993 Geo Metro that I bought from Hunter for like $1,500.
Well, those are great cars.
Those
Geos.
Well, the shocks were shot. It had a 3-cylinder motor with my big ass in it. So you know how like on like the stick shift, or not the stick shift, but like an automatic, like you have drive, reverse, neutral, and then park, Prindle. It's Prindle. Park, reverse, drive, neutral, 1, 2.
Yeah.
So like I would put it in like 1 as like as if I was shifting it like a standard. So I'd go 1, 2, and then drive to get it up to speed.
Oh my God! What were you doing to this transmission?
But well, we were.
Was it the worst car, or were you the worst driver?
No. Me and the wifey were. We were driving up the bridge. And we were going like maybe 60, and like because of the shocks and everything were shot, it was just like shaking violently, and we're like shaking.
Can't give it anymore,
and
Captain.
And like under the hood, like you hear ta 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 ta
that's not
ta
good.
ta, and we got to the top of the bridge, ta, and then ta, and then it just cleared up, and then like you just felt the shaking, and like it all was quiet, and it sounded perfect, and we were just like, huh, something fell off.
Something corrected itself.
It was the alternator belt that had flown off underneath the hood and fell off on the bridge.
Oh, nice.
So
your car didn't start in the morning.
No, I mean I like it. The battery like lowered, but I was able to go get another belt and replace it. But I ended up selling that car. But I like that car. The wifey did not like that car, and like I may get her to record why that car, in her opinion, was so shitty.
You do that. I remember that car. It was pretty shitty. I remember you complaining about it.
I didn't
quite
complain.
a bit.
I didn't. Shut up. I didn't complain.
You
about
did
it.
all the time.
That car was great. For the price, that car was great.
All right.
All right. First cars, go.
First cars. You want me to go?
I'll go. My first car, thanks to our father, rest in peace. He helped me buy a 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4.
Oh, I remember that turd.
That was missing the front drive shaft. So it was only a 2-wheel drive 4x4.
You were missing some components.
And thanks to our wonderful brother Forrest, he paid to get
the beefy tires,
the 30-inch beefy tires on it, and we cut the exhaust off and put we cut the catalytic converters out of it, and then we put glass packs. So it sounded like a NASCAR, but it was slow as shit.
I remember y'all coming down the street.
Like, I remember I pulled up to like a red light, and some dude, I don't know why, like he started like revving his engine, and he had like, I had my windows down. I think it was cool outside, and he had his windows down, and he just started like revving his engine, and I was like, I just shook my head, and then I revved it, and it sounded like a NASCAR. He's like, "Whoa, bro, I don't want any." I'm like, "Dude, if you looked at this thing's slow as shit."
It's a good thing you don't want anything, because I ain't going anywhere. I can beat you in the decibel department.
Top speed was like, I think maybe 75, and then like once you got up to 65, like
you got that thing
like
to 75 miles an hour.
What?
You got that piece of shit to 75?
Hey man,
was it on the down ramp of the bridge?
Oh, and then I had the bright. You know, I was in high school at the time, so I had the bright idea of like putting skull and crossbones, and then writing infidel on the front. Like I don't know.
You were cool.
I was cool. I was edgy.
All right.
First car. Let's go.
My first car, and I think you'll chime in on this one because it's pretty entertaining. So my actual first car that I bought and paid for, thanks to the help of my older brother Rick, he loaned me the money to buy it, and yes, I did pay him off. Was a 1997.
You did what him off?
I paid off the money that I owed him for the truck. Of course, you want to go in another way, but you do what you do. Anyway, 1997 Ford F-150, short bed, short cab, very nice truck for a senior in high school.
Was this the white truck?
This was the white truck.
Oh
yeah,
my
we're
God.
going there. That's why I said
y'all are in for a treat.
That's why I said you're going to want
drama.
You're going to want to comment on this in a minute. So,
oh goodness.
So this truck was beautiful in all its ways, and I paid it off right after graduation, high school graduation, and also put on 4 brand new tires. All the same tires on all 4 rims. Yeah. Yes, I know. I was balling with the budget.
You were bougie, bro.
Yeah, it was nice. So
like even like the Jeep before, like Forrest had bought those tires for me. Like I would just like maybe buy one here, one there, and I think they might have been used tires, but
right. Yeah. No, I was able to get all 4. I don't know, Walmart or something like that. It was like $600. But anyway, that truck was super nice. And so the funny part of this story is it's not funny, but I've had heart surgery right after high school, like 2 weeks after high school. I had open heart surgery, went to Cleveland, Ohio to get it done. Spent with my mom and dad, we spent like 2 months. Well, you would remember, it was like 2 months in Cleveland away from home.
I was probably like maybe 8 or not. No, I think it might have been a little. It was like I was between like 8 or 10 years old.
You were born 92?
Yeah.
You would have been 8 years old.
Yeah, so I was 8 years old at the time.
So I'm in Cleveland, just had heart surgery, had some complications, had to stay up there a while, finally got healthy, was able to come home, super excited because I got a brand new truck. It's not brand new, but to me it was well put together, it was clean, low mileage, paid for, and brand new tires. Couldn't wait to get healthy enough to be able to drive this thing. And I get home, and they're like, "Oh, did you tell Zach?" And I'm like, "Tell Zach what?" I forget even who said it. And they were like, "Oh, your truck is broken." And I'm like, "What the fuck did you just say?" I lost. Oh my god! I lost my mind.
So I've been hearing about this since he's had his surgery.
And that was the question: who done it?
Who done did it? Who done did the damage? So the engine ended up being locked up, and allegedly
it threw a rod through the oil pan.
There are 2 culprits. Alleged culprits, and if you ask one, it'll say the other one did it, and then it goes back and forth. And I don't think anybody will ever know the truth of
an ongoing conspiracy.
And maybe we can get Brian back on here. So in one of our earlier episodes, our brother Brian was on here, and he's one of the culprits. The other one is our brother Hunter. And if you ask either one, oh no, Hunter did it. Oh no, Brian did it. And
it's an ongoing saga. But let's just say my first car didn't last very long, about 6 months in total. So anyway, yeah. So that was my first car. Quite a story, and I love that it's ongoing, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just one of the stories that keeps on giving.
Like all the goofy stories that have happened. We're going to have to make like a family episode, specific of just stories from our family, because a lot of goofy shit has happened.
Oh, we're going to make it happen.
But anyway, let's move on. So the next topic we're going to talk about is airplanes. How many times have you flown, Zachary?
No, I've definitely not flown 100 times. So, and I don't think more than 50. So maybe I put my number as 50, but no more than that. I haven't flown a ton, but I've flown enough. It's got me where I needed to go. Let's just say that. My first time. What we're gonna talk about? First time flying, or just?
I was gonna say I'd probably have flown. I would say anywhere between 20, 30 times. Just for you guys to have that data point for whatever reason.
I've flown enough to know what it feels like to fly. But my first time flying was when I had heart surgery.
Yeah.
I flew from New Orleans to Cleveland to do that, and then home, obviously. And I had no idea what to expect from flying.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I was freaked out, to be honest with you. I'm
dude,
thousands
the best
of feet
part,
in the air, nothing to catch us but the landing, the wheels on this sucker, and I'm like, we gotta weigh 1 million pounds.
Oh yeah, it's the magic of pressure differences between the wings. If you want to get all fancy with it,
well, they had decades before that to work it out, thankfully. So we're good.
My favorite part of flying is takeoff. Takeoff is definitely the best because it throws you back in the seat and everything. Oh, and then one time I had like this gangster ass pilot. So like, like most times you'll be like waiting in like they'll be taxiing and like they'll park on the side of the runway for a second and then like they'll turn onto the runway and then they'll maybe wait about a minute.
They'll make it fancy.
And then they'll kick the engines on and then you take off. That's usually how it goes. I was on this flight. I don't know where it was from or where it was going. And we get like to the taxiing area. The dude puts the engines in full throttle while we're on the side of the runway, and then makes the turn, and then goes like he just full on turned into takeoff. It was awesome.
You had a fighter pilot.
I'm like, what's this? This dude has seen some shit.
He's done some stuff. This is Maverick.
This is Maverick.
No, I've had a few of those pilots where you're in the middle of flight and all of a sudden they got to make a turn to like, I don't know, get lined up with the runway and they're too close or something.
Yeah.
I had one guy, he just like completely U-turned this big old giant jet. I mean, it felt like we were on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Fun, but could be scary to some people.
Anyway, you want to do your best or worst flying experience?
I'm gonna go with worst because it's just the worst. We were on a flight from New Orleans to Austin, Texas, and there was a bad thunderstorm. So the thunderstorm was so bad, and it had stalled over the airport that they diverted us to Houston. Well, there was also a storm over Houston, so they pushed us out over the Gulf for like 30 minutes or so.
Just to like circle?
Just to circle so that the storms could move on and they could land safely. We were in a storm over the Gulf. So I'm like, I'd rather be in a storm over land than over the water. Because if we go down, at least somebody's coming if somebody survives. Anyway, the turbulence was so bad. I'm holding my wife's hand, Stephanie's hand, and I'm sweating. I'm literally like dripping sweating out of my hand. And I'm like sitting back, I couldn't be any more tense.
Jesus,
I'm like freaking out. Right, my eyes are closed. I'm praying. Our Father, the Hail Mary, all of that, just praying. And I look over, and she's cool as a cucumber, like. And then she explains to me, I saw a TikTok, and it's, we're safe. It's like we're in jelly. And I'm like, that's not helpful. Like, when you're freaked out about this, I don't want to hear about us bouncing in jelly.
What do you mean we're in jelly?
Apparently, there's something about an airplane when you're in the air, you're like encapsulated with a barrier around you. I don't know if that makes any sense, especially since several planes have gone down recently.
I think the Boeing 73 or the Boeing 777 Max or 737 Max would beg to differ, but that was a software
apparently
issue.
Turbulence is not as bad as you think it is, but why would they come on the radio and say nobody get up? Nobody.
I'm gonna call bullshit on this. Just no, sorry, Stephanie, I apologize, but it is as bad as you think it is when you're taking a shit on the airplane. So I'm going to segue into my worst flying experience.
I can't believe you've ever done that. No, thank you.
Oh yeah, well, when you got to take a shit, you got to take a shit.
Do that before you leave the airport, son.
We were flying up to Massachusetts to go visit my wife's little sister at school at MIT.
You were flying to Massachusetts and had the two shits.
I had the two shits. So it was me at the window seat, some little old lady in the middle seat, and then my wife was on the aisle. And then like everything was fine. Like they turned the buckle your seatbelt sign off. Or they turned it off, and then that lady in between us was sleeping. So like I was like, oh, like I had to like step over. I didn't want to wake her up and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I got to take a shit. So
you farted on this lady, didn't you?
I may have let one loose. Any hoozle. So I get to the bathroom, and so like the bathroom's set up weird. So like you have the bathroom door. And then on the other side of the bathroom door, I don't know why, there's like a seat right across, like somebody sitting across from the bathroom door. It's really weird. So I get in there, I start doing my business and everything, and I'm sitting there or whatever. And then over the intercom, I hear just really quickly, flight attendants buckle seatbelts. That was it, like very fast. And then immediately, boom, like the plane
Everything
like
went
dropped
crazy.
like I want to say 100 feet, but it was probably less than that. But like I like started going up. I'm like holding my hands on the walls, and I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God, and like the plane's like shaking, and like it was like a bad patch of turbulence that we hit.
No seatbelts on the toilet.
And then like I finish up. This might be too graphic, but I like wipe my ass, like pull my pants up and everything, and then I kick the door open, and then like the dude that's sitting in the seat across from the bathroom is just dying laughing because he knew I was in there.
I would absolutely be dying.
Oh,
laughing.
he was just, and then like I'm pretty sure he was just like started clapping. He was just like. And then like I run over, and then like I like push my wife out of the way. I bump into the lady. She's like, "Oh my!" And then like I sit down. I'm just like, "Oh my God, oh my God." My wife's like, "Are you okay?" Because she knew I was in there.
I can see you kicking the door open and looking towards the front of the plane. What the hell are you doing? Or thanks, asshole.
Thanks, asshole. I was just.
Oh my God, that's a horrible.
I was just happy the like the blue water didn't come up. And you know,
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That would be so gross.
touch the cheeks.
Oh man, that's horrible. And I've never, knock on wood, I've never had to do that on a plane. I don't know that I could fit in the bathroom, to be honest with you.
They are tiny.
Dude.
They are tiny.
Yeah. So yeah, no thanks on that. I always try to schedule it perfectly where I either go in the airport or I don't have to go on the trip.
Yeah, I do have like a best flying experience too. Like I was going up to Minnesota to visit Actually, I was coming back from Minnesota visiting our brother. And if Simon, if you're listening, you're a douchebag.
A douchebag.
A douchebag, because he's one of the few people that's listening right now.
His words, not mine.
And he's always very critical of everything. So I'm calling you out, Simon. Just this
sound like fighting words.
This is on the recording. Anyway, so I was coming back from visiting Simon, and like our plane broke, and or like they have like these things called, I think they're called pitot tubes, and they measure the airspeed. Well, they're like beep boop beep boop beep boop. They that's our terminology for when it's too technical for Zachary. Beep boop bop beep boop.
Okay, so the Cheeto tubes did
so
what?
so the pitot tubes, the Cheeto tubes weren't working. So they're like, we got to deboard the whole plane. So they deboarded us, and then they put us. They were like, we got another plane, so like just hop on that one. So they put us all on the plane, and like I think I was like maybe 19 or 20 at the time, and like they gave us blankets, they gave us snacks, and they're like, well, you get 2 free drink tickets, and they didn't like ask for my ID or anything. So I was like, what has the most alcohol? Like I could get like whiskey or something. Like that's not that much alcohol by volume. So I was like, let me get some wine. So I was like classily drinking wine as like a 20-year-old with my blanket and all comfy. And also I had the entire row to myself, and I was flying home by myself.
Temporarily bougie.
I was bougie. I was like, man, this is the life.
Nice.
So
I haven't done. I've never flown in first class. I've never flown in business class. Most of the time, I've only flown like Southwest or we flew Delta a few times, but we just flew economy. I'm not bougie when I fly. Just get me there as quick as possible. That's all I'm asking. So, one of the things I will say is when we flew to Cleveland, my first flight was the smallest plane. It really wasn't the smallest plane considering plane sizes, but for a commercial flight, the plane was only about 6 feet in diameter. You could literally put your hands on both sides. So on the right side was 2 seats, and on the left was single rows. So they call it apparently a red eye. We got from New Orleans, touchdown in Cleveland in like 2 hours and 50 minutes. It was insanely fast.
That's cool. I kind of want to get our brother Aaron on here, because Aaron flies a lot for work. Like he travels all over the country, and like I've seen all of his boarding passes. Like he's got like hundreds of boarding passes for like the next half
close
year.
To 500 or 600 flights.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to hear like all the because like he's got crazy stories, and he's very good at explaining stuff. So Aaron, we want to have you on the podcast.
Aaron, we'd love to have you on.
We would love to have you.
We'll dedicate the whole episode.
I don't know how we're gonna fit everybody.
We'll get it worked out. We'll
Or
add a picnic table.
maybe we'll do like a phone call, or we'll do like a Zoom call. We'll put him up right here.
Yeah, we could do that. He's beautiful.
He's a gorgeous man. He's very, very,
Such a specimen.
very delicate, if you know what I mean.
All right, so we're let's see. bring it in.
Okay, so favorite planes? I don't know that I have a favorite plane. Oh, maybe I do. I feel like the F-22 Raptor might be my favorite plane, or better.
I'm going with the B-52 bombers.
But do you know what they call that one? That one's been in on TikTok or Instagram a lot lately. They nicknamed it the Buff.
No, what's that?
The big ugly flying fuck.
Is that just when you see it coming, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I like the videos, and it's like it plays like ominous music, and it's like, find out why America doesn't have free healthcare.
I saw that, yeah. Just know if you see that plane, run towards it, not away from it. Because if it passes you up, you're probably okay.
I don't know.
I said maybe. I didn't.
Well, so yours is the B-52.
The B-52.
I think that was mine, like, growing up. I think that was my favorite plane. But, so, like, I would say, like, the F-22. The F-22 is really cool. But I think my favorite is the Warthog.
Nice. The one Tom Cruise has?
So there's, there's it's basically a plane that was built around a gun. Like, they built, like, this awesome gun where, like, the bullets are, like, probably, like, 1.5 feet long and they're exploding. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, this gun is badass. It was like, I think it was by the same dude that made like the Gatling gun, or it was made by GE. The same people that make the same people that made my washer dryer combo thing.
Made the badass Gatling gun.
Well, they make they make this giant Gatling gun, and they're just like, how cool would it be if this thing could fly?
They were right. It was pretty fucking cool.
It is pretty fucking cool. No, that plane is awesome. And then like it has like a titanium like bucket around the pilot because it flies low and like not very fast. So like it gets shot at all the time.
Did you see the new Top Gun movie?
No, I didn't. I want to watch it.
Maverick? Oh my God, it's incredible. You should definitely watch it. He has one of those planes, I think, in the movie. It may not be the exact same one, the Warthog, but it's very similar to what you're talking about.
There's a video of like a Warthog taking off, and they're like, the lady's like, oh look, it's a hogwart.
It's a hogwart. Oh, you got to send me that. Was that Snapchat?
We're gonna have on our Instagram. I think we should probably do like a memes or like funny videos section, and then like people just go watch that. So look on our Instagram for that. We're gonna have to, because like we're getting close to
let's move it into some choo-choos.
Okay, so have you ever been on a train?
I've never been on a real train.
We define a real train.
Well, I've been on the little kiddie train that takes you around the park.
Does the size determine that it is a real train or not?
I've never been on a passenger train that takes you.
Have you been on a digital train?
Email.
I need to stop talking like the pigeon.
I like the pigeon. It's all right from time to time. Anyway, what I mean by real train is I've been on the little trains that go around City Park.
Yeah.
That take the kids around for amusement. So like when we went to Texas, our friends there have kids. We went ride with their kids on the little trains. Mm. But I've never actually paid to ride on a passenger train from point A to point B anywhere.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to do it. I know Amtrak does. They do pretty much anywhere you want to go. Any city that has a track to it.
Yeah.
You can even do a full circle around the country.
I think like from here, like I think you can actually go from they just re-released this or or allow people to travel on this route is from like New Orleans to Mobile. Maybe we'll do that one day, and like we could probably maybe like set up an impromptu recording on it. That'd be probably pretty cool.
Well, I just watched a guy on YouTube, and I can't think of his name, but he took a train from here to Chicago, and the name of the train, it's an Amtrak train. It's called the City of New Orleans. Mm. And apparently the route is as old, maybe not as old as the city, but it's like a couple 100 years old maybe. Mm. People have been taking that same route for years, and you can still take it from here, from New Orleans to Chicago, in the city, on the City of New Orleans.
Gotcha. That's cool. Well, oh yeah, that's it goes all the way to Chicago. Yeah, that would be fun. So we need to hurry this up. So I'm gonna. So I've been on. I just recently went on the Polar Express that Amtrak does. It basically goes like from the New Orleans station out like maybe half a mile to a mile, and then like it's all like a theatrical show. It was really fun, and then it goes back. We did that for my son. And that was pretty fun. We got to take pictures with Santa and everything.
Yeah, I remember you telling us about that.
That was a good time. And then I've been on the the Cog Railway multiple times. Once with Mom and Dad, and then
Colorado or Utah?
Yeah, or Colorado Springs. It's in Colorado.
Okay.
Colorado Springs, and then like it'll take you all the way up to the top of Pikes Peak. And
if you're a bunch of rocks,
if you're young and stupid, and your girlfriend says, "Oh, I have a migraine," when we walk up to go buy the tickets, don't go on the train.
Turn around.
Turn around.
And don't let your mom go and take a bunch of rocks home.
Gotcha.
Did she fly home with those?
Oh yeah. Oh God. Just real quick. So our mom, rest her soul. She liked rocks. She also liked things. She liked living things and like inanimate objects.
She was a collector.
She was a collector of things. She was a hoarder. Love you, Mom, but you were a hoarder.
Organized hoarder.
Well, so like she would pick up all these pretty rocks from
everywhere.
From Colorado, like throughout the entire trip. And instead of buying a rolling suitcase and like checking. Like we checked bags of rocks. It's insane. Like we checked like 4 bags of rocks. It's completely nuts. And instead of buying rolling suitcases, they thought it would be a great idea to buy duffel bags. So like here
like
we are dragging
bags?
No duffel bags.
Duffel bags.
Like cloth.
Like the army duffel bags?
Yeah, or like just like a black duffel bag that you'd put bank money in.
That's not sketchy.
Well, we're just like dragging these bags of rocks through the airport, and it's just, I think Mom actually tore a muscle in her arm because of it. But anyway, besides that, that was that trip. We rode the Cog Railway. It's great, provided your future wifey does not have a migraine before going up there and does not have altitude sickness. Sorry, baby.
He's
anyway,
blaming that on you if you hadn't picked up on that yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip the last one. Do you want to do bowl or not?
Yeah, let's get into bowl or not. I'm fine with that.
So I was pretty busy this week, so my wifey actually did my bowl or nots for me.
I won't bust your balls about it.
She did a good job. She did a great job. I shout out to the wifey. Thank you, babe.
Since I'm letting that go, I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, you're gonna let me go first?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Should I read it as the pigeon?
No.
Okay, no pigeon. Zach doesn't like the pigeon.
I like the pigeon, just not for the bowl or not.
Okay, we're gonna do it as normal, Xavier. Okay, so you ready for this?
Yeah.
When you add up all the train tracks on Earth, you can travel to the moon and back almost twice. There are roughly 807,800 miles of train tracks across the Earth. The moon is 238,850 miles away. If you laid all the tracks on a path to outer space, you'd be able to complete a round trip to the moon and back. Moon and back once, back to the moon, and about a third of the way back. So, like, you can make it back and forth once, and then about a third of the way. Bowl or not?
There's most countries have train tracks. And I know in Europe there's a lot. I know here there's a lot. Canada, I'm going to say it's true.
It's true.
Whoa,
it's true.
That's a win.
That's
boys.
a win. That's a win. All
that's
right.
a win, boys.
Let's see what you got. I'm about to shoot it down.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
So the world's first speeding ticket was issued in Yonkers, New York in 1901 to a woman named Susan Brownwell Anthony. She was driving a Benz motor car 12 miles an hour in a 10-mile-an-hour zone when pulled over by an officer riding on horseback.
I'm calling it now. Bullshit.
Next time, why don't you let me finish reading?
No, is it
And I
bullshit?
said no pigeon.
You're the one that's doing the accent, so is it bullshit or not?
It's bullshit.
I know it was bullshit. And you want to know why? Do you want to know why?
Because I used Susan B. Anthony.
Did you? No, because you said 1901. Dates. I'm learning this. Dates give us away. Like, we got to get our dates accurate.
What's the point of it?
Because I feel like the Model T and like all those cars didn't come out till like 1915.
No, Henry Ford, I think, produced the first car in like 1901. Don't hold me up to that, but I'm pretty sure
I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that one too.
It was bullshit. But okay, so really, the world's first speeding ticket was issued.
Wait.
Hold on. Go ahead.
That was a W for Xavier.
That was a W for Xavier.
We tied up.
Okay, nice catch. I'm
sorry for interrupting you, but I got
Brownell. I'm surprised you didn't catch Susan B. Anthony. So the world's first speeding ticket was issued on January 28, 1896, to a Walter and Arnold in Paddock Wood, Kent, England. Let me say that again. Paddock Wood, Kent, England. He was driving a Benz motor carriage 8 miles an hour, exceeding the 2 mile an hour speed limit. He was pursued by a police officer on a bicycle for 5 miles. My question when I heard that was, how did he know how fast he was going? It wasn't like he had radar. So I looked it up. I had to. It was in 1896, speed was primarily determined by pacing or visual estimation. So he thought he was speeding.
He thought he's so bullshit is what I'm hearing.
Right. I'd have been like, you can go take a short walk off a long cliff. I don't know how that goes, but
I think you'll be okay, Mr. Officer.
I just kept going. I'm like, how long are you gonna follow me, dude?
All right, so you ready for my next one? You ready for my next one? Okay. So I have 2 train ones. Okay. So Tier 4 locomotives, EPA Tier 4 locomotives are equipped with supercomputers that allow them to process massive amounts of data that allow them to improve operations and fuel efficiency. The units have 15 million lines of computer code, 5 times that of its predecessor. Tier 4 refers to a U.S. EPA emission level standard that went into a new locomotive on January 1st, 2015.
Bullshit. I'm just calling bullshit.
Can I finish? I let you finish.
No, you didn't. Didn't.
I interrupted, but I let you finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, Tier 4 locomotives.
I'm waiting.
Tier 4 locomotives earn their name because they comply with these emission standards and reduce emissions by 90% compared to locomotives manufactured before the year 2000. That is true.
You didn't ask me to answer. I could have changed my answer. You didn't let. Oh my God. Okay.
No. You called it. When I called it, I called it.
I called it.
When I call it, I call it.
All right. So I
called it.
So I called bullshit. So you're saying it's true. Tier 4 locomotives.
Loser. Oh, funny. So instead of Zach liking my text messages, he gives me a middle finger instead of a thumbs up.
The first time I did it on accident. Now I do it because it's funny.
It is funny.
All right. You ready for my second one here?
All right. Let's see if we can tie it up.
It's pretty short. You may know the answer to this.
I'm
by
excited.
the way, I will give credit to your wife. Those were very good bowler knots.
Yeah, she did a my wifey is a good researcher.
Okay. All right. Let's not go too far. Let's go. All right. Despite their name, black boxes are typically bright orange to make them easier to locate after a crash.
That is true.
It is true. It's also easy. But I thought that was interesting and very relevant to the topic.
That is a cool.
I didn't know that they were orange. I literally thought they were black boxes.
No. I mean, I think originally they were black boxes, and then they were like, "Oh shit, this is hard to find."
By the way. You got 2 wins.
I got. What do you mean I got 2? Oh, you mean this round? I was like, you won. I'm pretty sure.
No, you won.
Let's see if I can do it. I got W. I got the W.
A W for the win, boys.
That's a W. We brought it tarps off, boys.
Nice.
That's a Letterkenny reference if you haven't seen it.
I want to go back just for a minute. I know we need to wrap it up here, but one thing I looked up yesterday. Have you ever bought a ticket to ride on a Greyhound bus?
No.
I've been watching videos with people taking trips across the country, and the one I watched last night, this guy he's from England. He flew to America to specifically do a YouTube video to take a Greyhound bus from New York City to Los Angeles, as he says, Los Angeles. So it is sketchy as it's crazy.
I've heard about
sketchy.
it.
Let's just say it's over sketchy. So they would drop this dude off at a rest stop, and then the bus driver would be like, "Well, I don't get paid to stick around, so y'all stay here. Somebody will come pick you up." And then he would leave them in a parking lot. Like, they stopped in PA. It was like 20 degrees below or 12 degrees below zero, and they're just chilling out for like 4 hours waiting for a bus.
Sketchy shit.
I would be furious. I would. Oh my god! I can't even tell you.
Well, when you ride in that bus, you kind of don't have an option.
No, and that's the whole point. Is he was kind of trying to show that even though these people, this is the best they can do to travel, because they're obviously low budget, they're still people. They should still get some respect for the ticket that they bought. And now, granted, the people who work there go through some shit because I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
they get some kooks riding on that thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That'd be my last option. I'd probably hitchhike first.
That might actually be safer. But so my wifey that you've been talking shit about so much tonight, and I'm going to remind her when we're done with the episode.
Okay. I didn't talk shit. You talked more shit about her than I did. I gave her kudos for the Baffled by the bowler knot.
Anyway, so she used to do mission trips in Mexico. And she used to take, I think she's taking a Greyhound, but she used to take something called Megabus. And Megabus is like a double-decker bus, and they give you a plug, and they have free Wi-Fi and stuff. And the ticket to get to all the way to San Antonio was $20 from New Orleans.
Wow.
Which is insane.
And she took that from here to New Orleans?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but
I can only imagine what kind of character she
fortunately for her, she went with a group. So she was surrounded by all the people on the mission trip. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it would go all the way to Houston, and then I think they would pick up to go to another bus from Houston to San Antonio.
Huh, that's interesting.
I don't know why. I feel like they could have. They could just. I feel like the church should have just had a van, but
I feel like I have a lot of questions for her after this about that.
Well, you could go ahead and ask her.
We will.
But let's start wrapping this up. Let's get the dat smoking plug in there.
I was gonna let you go first today.
No, you sure?
Go.
Okay. So I'm starting to do. I think I'm gonna start doing a few things. Number one is Camptown Systems. Camptown Systems is my company for doing low voltage audio video. Networking, beep boop bop, stuff for residential clients and small businesses. So if you need a TV mounted, if you want, if you're having issues with your network, if you have a broken computer, if you have any issues with any of your technology, or if you want to maybe do some smart home stuff, whatever, we can talk about it, and I can help you with that. I work on beep boop bop stuff all day long.
He's really good at explaining things. So he doesn't just come and set it up and okay, here's your bill, I'm gonna go home. He answers all of your questions. He probably gives you more information than you need, but you'll understand what he did, why he did it, and why it's working so great.
And my goal is not to sell people stuff they don't need. My goal is to actually help people out. And I kind of think of it so our slogan is leaders on the digital frontier, because I think of the internet as the Wild West. And for most people, for commoners like Zachary, it could be a scary place, because you just these people don't know enough about it, because you have to have a job that kind of allows you to be this in depth, and even then there's so much stuff out there.
I've gotten better.
I feel and the point is you have gotten better. I was explaining encryption to him earlier, but basically the point is I will be your guide on the digital frontier. I will be your trail guide.
And what's the name of your company?
The name of my company is Camptown Systems. We were serving the Southeast Louisiana area. And then, I also make funny Instagram videos and TikToks. I know TikTok's
hilarious.
TikTok's blasphemous, but you know, I have like my Instagram's probably gonna be a little more professional, but my TikToks where my goofy videos are gonna be. Yeah, so there's that. I have Camptown for like my video game streaming. I haven't been doing much with that, but I think I will eventually do that. If you want to watch me play video games. If I get some time, I'll do that. Boring. Nobody wants to watch that. Absolutely nobody. But if you want to watch it, you can watch it. And then Baffled by Bowl.
That's us.
And then all of our links are going to be below. We're actually we're going to start selling T-shirts. So if y'all want to support this channel and like help us and it's not like we're getting paid. It's for us to buy like better lighting so like it looks better for you. So like if you want to help support our channel, please do.
Website coming soon.
Website coming soon. All kinds of stuff. Just be patient with us.
Yeah, and just to finish it up, I'll just throw out there my channel on YouTube is Dat Smoking, where I learn how to cook new things and try new recipes. I like cooking over wood and charcoal, and I like cooking pellet grill. I know pellet grills get somewhat of a flack for not being,
I don't know where this came from.
I don't either. I don't like it. I think you can be multifaceted on your cooking apparatus.
You know what? If you want to go stick and play with your wood, go have fun. I'm gonna throw my meat into the outside oven and then call it a day.
But anyway, if you want to see me cook, different things, want to learn how to cook something. Please go to Dat Smoking on YouTube. Watch my channel.
Per my wife, sorry to interrupt, but per my wife, this man makes the best grilled chicken on the planet.
I can, good chicken.
Dude, that meal, so he made me chicken, sweet potato, and green beans. I felt like I was at a restaurant. Did I not tell you that?
You did, and I didn't
because my wife went to like a very nice burger joint, and I was like, oh man, I wish I was there. And then I had his meal, and I was like, this is 1,000 times better.
And I cooked that in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
So
10-minute meal.
He knows. He says he's learning, but he knows what he's doing.
I do know some things, but there are things on the channel that I cook that I haven't done before or try to do in a different way. So check it out. Dat Smoking.
What's your shirt say?
Why don't you read it out?
Okay, it says a cow and a pig. A cow, a pig, and a chicken walk into a barbecue. The end. I like it. That's funny.
They got eaten. So
that's fun.
All right, guys, this was fun. Xavier, this was fun. Thanks for hosting again.
No, appreciate it. Just real quick before we say our final lines, please go like us on Facebook. Please go like us on Instagram. Subscribe. It really helps out.
YouTube.
And let everybody know. Everybody that you know about our thing. If you like our podcast.
Our numbers are going up.
Our numbers are going up. So if you like this, please. Oh, also, if you could give us suggestions, that'd be helpful too.
Comments.
Anything. Please
comment. Good or bad.
Good or bad. We will face the storm.
All right, everybody.
All right, bud. That was it. All right. Auf Wiedersehen.
Adios.